Howdy, folks. This is Trader Big T with your trading lesson of today, where we will be discussing live calls made in the Tim Alerts chat room. First up, we have PNM. Wasn't really called. This was the swing, and it actually played out fairly well. It started off very strong, and you just immediately had a day where you had a nice spring day. And a little down after hours. I probably would have exited if I'd gotten a decent amount out of it somewhere in the late morning. So, that might have worked. Okay, pay. This is another one I closed fairly near the top. Supposedly it has decent fundamentals and it might fare well, but I got out with the usual 5 SMA criteria that was on the unfunded toss paper. And same thing with AMCC. This stock, got me to that point, and just out she goes. Okay, ABio, very, very interesting, very strong the other day, and what we had here was a late short that was actually covered. I think Tim covered early in the morning. In 10 minutes he had a really good haul there, so he decided to lock in the gains. Now it was a head fake. The bounce didn't have a ton of volume connected to it, and if you were very aggressive, you might have been able to stay, but it's good to lock in those gains, so it wasn't too bad of a play. And then later on, others in him, I think, reshorted ABio, and they're hoping for a morning panic for the next day. Okay, Crowd Gather, I think this is CRWG. This also, very nice beat down in the morning, shortable right from the beginning. That was on, I think, one of the watcher lists. Okay, and EC, that just continued. That was the breakout play that was a little bit tardy, but boy, it's really proven strong now. Got up to the 1020s, and that turned out fine. Big disappointment, Finel, this breakout play, finish line, I think it was. And, it just happens that way sometimes. And the good thing, though, is in the morning, right at the beginning, it was sold off. So you never got into it. If you weren't into it already, you never got in. And if you were into it, you would have booked your profits quickly rather than waiting for this huge fade. Okay, ZQK, that was off the watcher list. Really strong early, then it kind of collapsed. And then we had actually this nice consolidation that kind of occurred for a number of hours, and then it broke out through it and reached some highs. So that was actually a good play towards the later part of the session. Mill, just relentless, fairly, uptrending, little bits at a time. A little bit of pullback here, and then just down, went up most of the rest of the day. And that was just a stellar, simple play. Jada, also from the watcher list, that just kind of, continued its rise up. It just sure seems like it's overextended now, but it surely made a play. Similar thing happened with DCTH. A lot of traders around the internet were messing around with that today, and too many charts. ESPH. This one he had the 52s, I think, at 130s, something like that, and it just continued really nicely today and had these new highs that were called in the chat room. And finished way over here at 173, so that's just really nice. ISCO, same thing here. We're just solid continuation. Once it got up above that 250 area that was called on the watchers as being fairly critical, it was off to the races. This was just a beautiful play, and everyone was so obsessed with ABio and a couple other stocks that it was hard to even notice that play, but it was just a very, very cute little play there, and called in the chat room. RDNT, another, like a scrolling HOD type of big momentum type of play that was called live. CYD, this stock was halted early, and then when it resumed early, it just kept going up, and that was alerted live in the chat room, and that was a nice little play. Serve, this was like today's ABio, and just kept going and going and going. A few people shorting at inappropriate times, and that first big up day can be pretty risky to do that. But later on it kind of faded. Okay, low float stocks, with all that momentum. Similar thing with CBAC, just a scrolling HOD type of call, live call with momentum. And if you're early, you can play some of those things as scalp longs, but if not, you just get whacked. FONR, kind of similar story here a little bit to a degree, and basically an early long if you're able and dexterous. Okay, until next time, we'll see y'all in the trenches as you learn to trade with Big T.